Oia, aloha ho mai kako e nā ohana. Mahalo keia hui ho ana no ke kahi Haʻawina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. Today we're going to do a quick review of the pepeke painu that we've already introduced in the previous Haʻawina. So let's take a look at nā pahuhopu. Again, our goals. Pahuhopu e kahi, nā ana i nā pilina ʻŌlelo i aʻo mua ia. That is the grammatical features that we learned in previous Haʻawina. So we're going to review that. And more specifically, we're talking about the pepeke painu, yeah, na pepeke painu in both the kino ma'amau, meke kino ho'ole in both positive and negative forms. More specifically, no ka va I hala, right? Va I hala, things that have already been completed, that have already happened, using the markers, the maka painu ua in the positive form and I in the negative form. Okay, remember that one? Aye, you should, because we had a few lessons on this one. Again, these are review lessons, yeah. So make sure if you didn't watch the previous videos, you want to go back and na at those videos. All right, and then number 2 is nokava ano, right? Ano means happening right now at the present moment. Some action is taking place right now at this very moment. We use K verb ne in the positive and A verb nei in the negative. And the final one is nokava e hiki mayana for an action that has not been completed yet, that will be completed in the near future. E ana, yeah, a verb ana. And then in the negative is also the same, a verb ana. So we're going to review these pepeke painu with a few examples to look at. Oia, pahuhopu elua, ho'oma'ama'a I nā kāhulu. We're going to continue to practice our kāhulu and where they're placed in order to describe our kikino, our noun, our thing. So we're going to take a look at that again and just practice with our kāhulu so we know how to describe things. Okay, maikai, helu e kolu, e a'u I nā hua ʻŌlelo o kahakai. So today we're going to introduce a new set of words that are pili or concerning or about the beach. Yeah, kahakai. So now we're going to incorporate words that we use for the beach. Now, Leila, let's take a look at our first example and go ahead and start the review. Oia e ho'omawaku kako. All right, so in our na'ana and of the pepeke painu, nā maka painu, again, nā maka painu, e ana, ke nei, and ua. Okay, our pepeke painu kumo is the very first one at the top here. And this one, of course, it starts off with a painu, right? The verb. There's no markers around it. We don't have eana, we don't have kene, we don't have ua. This is a pepeke painu kumo. In other words, we're just stating that this action tends to happen. It doesn't happen at a certain time necessarily, but it happens. Okay, it's a habitual action. So let's take a look at our words. Okay, so our first word from our vocabulary for words that you use while you're at the beach, yeah, at kahakai. Our first word is manahalo. Okay, manahalo is an action. That's why it's at the beginning of the sentence. And then let's take a look at the piko of the sentence. Na keiki li'i li'i. Okay, na keiki, we should already know what that means. And then li'i li'i is our kāhulu. Yeah, it's in the piko position and it's describing what kind of keiki. Okay, so what does li'i li'i mean? Pololei, small. Yeah, small. Keiki, little keiki, right? And again, this is not just one keiki, this is na keiki. Remember that we have the ka'i na makes it plural, yeah, more than one. And specifically the keiki, yeah, the more than one keiki. All right, and then in our ave position, this is taking place somewhere. Yeah, we have the ave beginning with the word ma, which is in, on, or at. And where is this place? Ke kai. Ke kai is the word for the sea. What kind of kai? Kai malie. Aye, this is the word for calm. Yeah. So what kind of ocean or sea? The calm sea. Oya mai kai. So manahalo is the actual motions of the arms when you're when you're learning how to swim and you're paddling, right? And with the arms. So this word is called manahalo. So that's the action of this pepeke painu kumo. And so what does this mean? Manahalo, to paddle with the arms, as in learning to swim. Who is doing the action of manahalo? Ai na keiki li'i li'i, the little kids or the little children. And where is this action taking place? Ma ke kai, what kind of kai? Ke kai malie. Mai ka iloa. All right, so that is our pepeki kumo. There's no tense involved. We're just saying that manahalo na keiki li'i li'i ma ke kai malie. These keiki li'i li'i, these little children, manahalo and learn how to swim at the calm sea. But as you can see below, we have the three different maka painu. And then the maka painu will tell us when this action is taking place, okay? So here we go. First one, eana, eana ekahi. More specifically, this is the eana pattern number 1. And the pattern says, e manahalo ana, who? Na keiki. What kind of keiki? Na keiki li'i li'i. Where? Ma ke kai. What kind of kai? Ke kai malie. All right, so when you wrap eana around the verb manahalo, it means that it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. It's not happening right now. It will happen. E manahalo ana na keiki li'i li'i ma ke kai malie. They will swim with paddling motions in an effort to learn how to swim as they're still keiki li'i li'i, right? Where is it going to take place? Ma ke kai malie, mai kai. Let's negate that. A ole e manahalo ana na keiki li'i li'i ma ke kai malie. The small children will not be practicing their paddling motions, learning how to swim. They would not be doing that. Maikai. The next one is keine, right? Our maka painu are now keine. And again, this means that it's happening right now at this present moment. The only thing that changes are the maka painu that surround the painu, the verb manahalo. Now we say ke manahalo nei na keiki li'i li'i ma ke kai malie. The keiki li'i li'i are currently right now learning how to swim with paddling motions in, on, or at ke kai malie. Yeah, it's happening right now. So you're at the beach, keiki are swimming, they're paddling, they're learning how to swim. You would use this. If they weren't doing that, then all we'd add is the word aole at the beginning, as you can see here. Aole comes up in the front, followed by e manahalo nei. Here you can see we dropped the K here. This K is not present in this negative form. That is the pattern. We should memorize it as such. The keiki li'i, the small children are not learning to swim with paddling motions at this present moment. They're not doing it right now. Okay. Where? At the kai malie, make kai malie. So it's not happening. Okay. In the negative form. So maikai. And the last one is ua painu, and that means the action has been completed. All right. So if that's the case, then we use the word ua to precede the verb manahalo. Ua manahalo na keiki li'i li'i. Where? Make kai. What kind of kai? Ke kai malie. The keiki li'i li'i, or the small children, they did learn how to swim with paddling motions in the kai malie, in honor at the calm sea. So they did it already. And to negate that, all we do is add the word aole, but instead of using ua, yeah, we don't say aole ua manahalo. We use the marker E to represent that it's already happened in the negative form. So whenever you negate the makapainu ua, you would use the makapainu E. Aole I manahalo na keiki li'i li'i ma ke kai malie. Yeah, the little children did not make paddling motions in an effort to learn how to swim at the kai malie. They didn't do it. So again, the pepeke kumau has no tense, and then all we're doing is wrapping the makapainu around the verb. So the main takeaway here is to listen for the verb, right? This is a pepeke painu, so we know that the verb comes up front. But when we want to add a tense to it, whether it's future, present, or past, then we need to listen for the words that wrap around the verb. Okay, so if we hear e manahaloana, then we know, oh, okay, it didn't happen yet, it's going to happen. But if we hear ke manahalo nei, and then the rest of the sentence, then we know, oh, okay, ke nei. I heard ke nei. That means it's happening right now. And of course, if you do not hear eana or ke nei, and you hear ua manahalo, then you know, oh, okay, ua means it already happened, completed action. So, in other words, by simply adding on the maka painu into our pepeke kumo above at the very top, we can add tense to these, right? And then we can see again the quick review of where the kāhulu appears. In this sentence, the kāhulu. There are two kāhulu. One that describes the keiki in the piko position, right? What kind of keiki? Keiki li'i li'i. Again, the kāhulu always follows the noun, the ka'imemea. And also in the ave, we have another kāhulu describing what kind of kai it is, right? What kind of kai? Kai malie, yeah, a calm sea. Okay. Mai ka iloa e na ohana. Mai ka iloa. Here's our second example of our pepeke painu ku mau, right? There's no tense. Here we go. Eli, o kalei, me kaleo, I ka lua, lua nui, yeah? A lua nui, I ka lua nui, makeone. All right. So we have our sentence here. It is a complete sentence consisting of a po'o, which is the verb, piko, which are the subjects of the sentence, the people who are doing the action. And then we have the ave, which gives us the details. Ika lua makeone. The word lua, however, has a kāhulu that describes what kind of lua. All right, so let's identify our words here. Our first word is eli. It is the action of digging. Yeah, digging. Who's doing the digging? O kalei me kaleo. We have two people here, kalei and kaleo. Kalei is preceded by the amipiko o because it is the ioa. We have two ioa joined by the word me to make and. And what are they digging? Ai, kalua. A lua is a pit or a hole. How big is this hole or this pit that they're digging? Nui. Ai, it's not li'i li'i. Ikalua nui. They're digging a big hole or a pit. Where? Makeone. Ma in on or at. One being the word for sand. Makeone. We use ke to precede the word one according to the Keao rule. We use ka to precede lua according to the Keao rule. So what we have here is a sentence that says that kalei and kaleo dig what? A large hole where? Makeone polole akamai oko, yeah. Makeone in the sand, maikai. All we're going to do is add on our tense markers, and that will change the sentence, the meaning of the sentence, in both the positive and negative forms, but they basically remain the same. Yeah. So all we're doing now is just adding tense to it. So let's read through it all together, and you should be able to formulate the mana'o based on the three māka painu that we have in order. So here we go. E Eliana o kalei me kaleo I ka lua nui ma keone. He aha ka mana'o? Polo lei. Kalei and kaleo, they will dig a large hole or a large pit ma keone in the sand. Mahi ka iloa. To negate that, all we do is add the word a ole e Eliana o kalei me kaleo I ka lua nui ma keone. Kalei and Kaleo would not dig a large hole or pit in the sand. Maikai ke elinei o kalei me kaleo I ka lua nui makeone he aha ka mana'o. What is the mana'o of this sentence or the translation? Pololei. Kalei and Kaleo are digging. Yeah, they're in the process of digging right now. I ka lua nui makeone. Maikai. And then we negate that by just adding a ole. Everything else stays the same. A ole e eli nei o kalei me kaleo. I ka lua nui makeone. Kalei and kaleo are not digging a big hole or a big pit in the sand as we speak. It's not happening at this present moment right now. Okay. Maika ilo, the last one. Ua eli o kalei me kaleo. I ka lua nui makeone. All right. Kalei and kaleo dug. They did the past tense of dig, which is dug. What did they dig? They dug a big pit or a big hole. Where? Makeone in the sand. To negate it, we use the word aole up front again, but then ua changes to e because that is the rule, and everything else stays the same. Aole I eli o kalei me kaleo I ka lua nui makeone me kai. So you can see once again, eli is our painu, and the pepeke painu kumau. It starts off the sentence, right? Because it is the action, yeah, in the po'o. And we put it into our various makapainu. Mai ka iloa e na ohana, ho'omawaku no kako. All right, last one, last practice of our māka painu in both the positive and negative forms, starting off with the pepeke painu ku mau. And in this one, at the very top, the pepeke painu ku mau, it states hamo. Hamo is our verb, our action word, our painu. Who's doing this action of hamo? Laua. Laua is our papani for they two. Yeah, they two or them two. So far we have the po'o and the piko. Now what's in our ave? Ika aila palela. As you can see, palela is bolded because it is the kāhulu for the word aila. And the last part of the ave is ina keiki one one. And you can see one one is also bolded because it is the kāhulu describing a type of keiki. All right, so palila describing the word aila, and one one is describing na keiki. All right, so let's take a look at the words, the meanings. Hamo means to rub. So what is the thing that's being rubbed by laua? They too are the parents, or maybe the older siblings, or someone who's taking care of them. They too hamo, right? They hamo, they rub what ika aila palela, yeah, or a sunscreen, yeah, ka aila palela. And who's receiving the action of being rubbed? Na keiki one one, and again we have one one in bold, and one one means sandy. Yeah, like they have sand all over them. And these keiki who are in the kai right now, I'm pretty sure that they have some sand on top of them too. Okay, so mai kai. All right. So with that said, hamo laua ika aila pale la ina keiki one one. Okay, so laua again being they too, which is most likely the makua. What are they rubbing? Ika aila pale la, or the sunscreen, on who? Ina keiki one one. They're not just the children, but they're sandy children, right? We were adding the kāhulu one one to describe the keiki. All right, mai kai. So all we need to do now is add in our māka painu. Again, first one, e ana e kahi. E ana number one, e hamo ana laua, ika aila pale la ina keiki one one. Yeah, they will rub the aila palila, or the sunscreen, in, on, or at na keiki one one, on the sandy kids or the sandy children. Okay, to negate that, we just add the word aole. Aole laua e hamoana ika aila palila ina keiki one one. They would not be rubbing the sunscreen on the sandy keiki. In other words, they are not going to rub the sunscreen on the sandy children. Maikai, ke nei, happening right now. Ke hamone laua i ka aila palela i na keiki one one. If you're at the beach and you see the makua rubbing on the aila palela and their keiki and their multiple keiki, then you can say, ke hamone laua. You know, the parents, referring to the two of them as the two parents, laua, ika aila palela ina keiki one one. And if it wasn't happening right now because something came up, a ole laua e hamone ika aila palela ina keiki one one. They are not presently rubbing the sunscreen on the sandy children. And the final one, ua, our māka painu that marks an action that has been completed. Ua hamo laua ika aila palela ina keiki one one. Okay, they rubbed. It's already happened. They rubbed the sunscreen on the sandy children. And to negate that, ole laua I hamo ika aila palela ina keiki one one. They did not rub the sunscreen on the sandy kids or the sandy children. So this is a great review on how to give our pepeke or our sentences a sense of time, whether it's something happened in the past and action is already completed, or if it's happening right now, or if it will happen in the future. Great review, Edna Ohana. Keep practicing. Work on the Haʻawina with your kumu, with your fellow classmates. See if you can translate the mana'o the various types of pepeke painu that we've put into the Haʻawina and try your best. Continued success on your journey of learning ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi to support your keiki makahale, yeah, at home, outside of the classroom, outside of our Pūnana Leo school, so that the language truly lives. Yeah. Meia mana'o mahalo nui ki hui ana, e malama pono, a hui ho kako.